Hello and welcome back. This is Damien, and we're in my Let's Play Minecraft. So, a little bit has happened since the last video, but I've been working continuously here. First off, I was able to clear out down there enough to get the iron and gold needed to finish the tracks. And you probably saw this little dude bobbing up back here. I brought this dude right here and that librarian. I brought both of them over, and it took them about 3 or 4 days to pop out a kid over here. So there's another one. So we have 2 now. We have 2 extras that they've had now. Very nice. He's got a bed and a workstation. He's got a bed. I had to knock the wall out there and put the 2 beds in the workstations before they had the fishermen. Because when it was just 2 beds and 2 workstations, they would get the hearts and then they'd get the other animation thing that I'm not sure what it is, and they wouldn't pop out the baby. Which makes sense. I just didn't think about it at the time. It makes sense that before you have a baby, you want it a bed. So I'll probably have to move these 2 out and open those 2 beds up. I have spare beds. I went on a bed making mission, so I have spare beds here. But as you can see, we have villagers now, and I even made the iron golem in there. That's not made by them. I made that golem and put it in there. The next thing, I was at the mob grinder back there, and when I was checking all the loot, a zombie actually dropped a potato. 1 potato. So I grabbed my bone meal and my 1 potato, and we now have potatoes. Finally, off a zombie. It's amazing. And then, of course, I only had I had like 9 or 10 nether wart. And I just took those 9 and 10 and I just kept planting over and over and over. Because the more you let it grow out, you're going to get more. So we're up to this many now, plus whatever this harvest here. But I'm going to grab this 1 and go ahead and replant. So we finally are able to have potatoes and nether wart. So that is definitely a good thing. Now, the next thing, being as that my house is going to be up in the air, kind of a sky-based kind of thing, it's going to be using a lot of quartz and sea lanterns, quartz and sea lanterns for lighting, and a lot of light materials. Probably won't be very many. Yeah, see, now we have this many. We have almost 9 stacks of extra nether wart. So it probably won't be, a lot of dark materials up there. I'll probably have some dark materials for accent, but it's going to be a lot of light materials. Well, I need lights for that. So I made a little guardian farm, and now we've got 12 shulker boxes. And I'm sorry, you can probably hear the dog over there. But we have 12 shulker boxes of prismarine shards, and we have 4 shulker boxes of the crystals that are all full. It's really funny. They put out way more shards than they do crystals. But yeah, so now we have the materials to make some lanterns, and I've already got 2.5 stacks of lanterns, sea lanterns. So we've got the materials here to make plenty of sea lanterns for right now, at least. I don't know how big this thing's going to be, but we have plenty of materials to make sea lanterns. And I am going to be using prismarine blocks up there also. It's going to be a lot of glass, quartz, prismarine blocks, and the like. There is the Guardian Farm right there. And basically, it's just a big box up top. They fall, hit the water. They get to the big hole that I left in the center, and they drop to their death. And that's pretty much it. I go AFK up top there for a few hours, and there are, I think, 10 chests down in the bottom for storage, and like I was AFK for about 6 hours. I was AFK for about 6 hours, and I had 7 chests full. Not to mention the raw cod that they dropped, that I have enough food now to last for 2 or 3 seasons. And I also decided, since that little cage back there is not really big enough for a lot of villagers, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to build a wall up around this area here that I've cleared out, and I'm going to build a town for all the villagers, and I'm going to have it's going to be a free roaming town. They're not going to be, they're not going to be locked up in cages. It's going to be a town where they can walk around, do what they want to do. They're all going to have workstations. They're all going to have all that, but it's going to be open for them to just walk around and stuff, which means that I'm going to have it protected and, make sure, because once you do that, you're going to be allowing raiders in and out. Because, once you have an established village, if I go over to that raid tower and I get the bad omen and I come back over here, that's going to make a raid here. So I've got to make sure that it's going to be well protected. Now, another thing, all the villages in the game, they are all built according to the biomes that they're in, like the spruce village and, the desert village and all that stuff. Well, this is on a mushroom island, so I'm going to try, and I put that in quotation marks, I'm going to try to emulate that and build a mushroom island village. There isn't one in the game because, I've never seen any villagers at a mushroom island, unless they were put there. So it's going to be kind of cool for me to figure out how I want the village to look as a mushroom island village. But I've still got the trade hall here. I'm going to get this trade hall built up. And the first thing I'm going to do is kind of populate the trade hall a little bit, and then I'm going to build a track from back here. I'm going to build a track all the way to where I'm going to put the village. And, that's going to be how we populate that up some. There are still villagers in the desert village. I only brought 2 over. So I've got plenty that I can pull from there if I want to. But I'm also thinking about, like, every time I start something, I start from this island, And I'm thinking about actually building up the desert village also. And that's going to be a start point for me. And then whenever I open up new villages, I can put stuff that I'm going to need to do things in those villages. That way, if I want to make a really long trip, I can go to the furthest village from here, and I can have everything that I need there to do a really long journey somewhere else to do something else. It's just something that I was thinking about. So I'm probably going to work on stocking up different villages that I find like that. And using those. As you can see, excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. Had to let a dog out. He was driving me nuts. And I've forgotten what I was talking about, but that's okay. So I'm going to get this trade hall built. I'm going to try to move some around because I can't keep stuffing beds in here. This is going to run out of room, and one of them is going to get stupid and climb this, and I can't tear this down just yet. just in case I want to move some more in from there. So I've got to leave that up. Now, I also want to trade with this guy back here, this fisherman. I got to see what his trades are, though. So let's go have a look at him, because he's new for me, and I certainly didn't know about the cartographer back here. I did not see that he had. All right, now he takes string and coal, which I have fish. I don't have string and coal. So I may have to either play around with his trades until he trades for fish, or just find some coal and trade with him and see if we can get fish trading going. Okay, but what I want to have, since I get a lot of fish, I'm on an island, I do a lot of fishing, and I have the fish trap over here. I get a lot of fish. Plus, now with the Guardian farm, I get a lot more fish. This is all fish here. All this is, most of it's cod. There are some salmon, but most of the fish that I get is cod from all I get is cod from the Guardian farm, and then I'll get cod and salmon from the fish trap and from fishing. So I'm going to have a lot of fish that I want to trade, and that's a really good commodity. To get emeralds up for other stuff, because the main things that I want to be trading for right now are ender pearls and bottles of enchanting, and I think any books, of course, any good books like mending and protection 4 and stuff like that, because I need protection 4s and mending, and I think, sharpness 5, and of course the, efficiencies and stuff like that. So I'm going to need a lot of good books, and there we go. So I'm going to be trading for books, I'm going to be trading for bottles of enchanting, and I'm going to be trading for ender pearls until I can get to the end. Now, once I get to the end and I build an ender farm, we'll be fine on ender pearls. But for right now, the only way I get them is either by killing endermen here in the overworld or trading for them. And you can see I traded for 2 stacks of ender pearls already. That's how I've gotten so many ender pearls up. Let's get these seeds so we can put that out. And let's get these carrots here. And let's get those put out, and then we'll get the wheat when everything comes into the chest. And I'm going to expand these farms out too. I'm going to make like this one will be all wheat because it's next to the wheat farm there. And then I'm going to build one for carrots. I'm going to build one for beetroots, and I'm going to build one for potatoes. And that's how I'm going to get all of all the stuff up there. All right, I got a stack. Let's just put these in there, and let's get the wheat out of here. And that's going to increase our production, of course, because then we won't be dividing this one farm up into 3 different things, and we'll have plenty of stuff that we can build our stock up. Because beetroots are very slow to build up, and so is wheat. Very slow to build up. Okay, so that's all the harvesting there. I'm not going to harvest these. They are all grown up now, I think. I'll get these in a minute, but it takes a little bit. There's one missing back there, so I'm still going to wait. I like to have it completely full, but, I mean, it's been doing pretty decent. I've gotten 4.5 stacks of melons that I've got in there, and then we've got 7 stacks of pumpkins. So, but the reason we have more pumpkins and melons is because I can actually trade melons in town. Nobody will trade pumpkins yet, and I haven't figured that out yet. But yeah, they all trade melons, but not pumpkins. So I'm pretty much set now to start working on the base up in the air. I'm going to, basically, I can tell you, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to put a circle down up top. And that's what's going to start the foundation for the sky base. It's going to be a circle. So I've been looking at different size circles and trying to figure out which ones I want to do and all that good stuff. So now that I have some lighting for it, because things will definitely spawn up there, so we got to watch for that. Not to mention, when I build a farm for this potato, for these potatoes, I can get rid of this. But yeah, what's the potato? Only one this time. I got 5 last time. So yeah, we're getting those up good. For going this long without finding any potatoes, this is actually pretty good that we've gotten this high. Plus, I can make baked potatoes if I get really hungry and don't have anything else. I can make baked potatoes. But yeah, now that I've got some lighting and stuff up, I'm going to go farming in the nether for quartz. We're going to need a lot of quartz, and since this is a solo Let's Play, I can't trade quartz with people. On Average Joe, I've traded quartz with Kite and with Sunchaser to get all the quartz that I need. Now, after going farming for ever, I've got so much quartz I don't know what to do with it. But here it's just me, so I'm gonna have to go and do all that mining to get the quartz, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. Plus, I got to do the wither so I can get a beacon. And then I'm definitely gonna want. Now, what I would really like to have before I start working on the sky base is my elytra. That's what I'd really like to have. So if I fall, I can activate the elytra and just kind of glide down instead of just falling and dying. But if I put it over water, then I might be a little bit better off. But I'm not sure how. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to put it over water or if I'm going to put it over this house, or, you know, it's been suggested to put it over the water and then have like a dome base down here underwater. Just build domes under there and have the central portion connect up to the sky base up here, and then that way I have access to the water and the air. And I kind of like that idea. I really do. That may be what I do, because I am on an island, and you know, like a semi-aquatic build would be kind of cool. Maybe have like a small kelp farm and a bunch of domes to live in down here, and then I can take a bubble elevator all the way up to the sky base and stuff like that. Have more storage up there and farms, and, you know, just turn it into an actual base too. So that's the projects that are coming up next. But I wanted to get the lighting and stuff prepared with these Prismarine, so I can make some functioning lights. Let's take 4 of these. Let's take 4 of these. And let's get 7. And you can see I can make Prismarine, I can make Prismarine bricks, and I can make sea lanterns. So I'm going to be making a lot of lanterns and a lot of Prismarine, because I want the Prismarine is a light colored block. It's nighttime. And don't worry, I'm not going through all those, making them right now on camera with you guys. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. Because Prismarine is a very light colored block, and it would go in well with quartz and glass. Prismarine would be, when you look up in the sky, you can see it. You can definitely see it, because it would contrast with the light blue sky. So that's what I'm going to be spending a while doing. I'll probably be AFK a lot at the Guardian farm until I get everything that I need, because I'm probably going to need a ton of lights and Prismarine, and then I'm going to accent it with Prismarine brick and then quartz. So I got a lot of farming to do to start on this sky base and underwater base too. Sorry. So that's going to be about it for this one. I wanted to show you guys that we had finished up the railroad and had gotten a couple of villagers in and did not know they had the cartographer. So that was a surprise to me. So we have 4 villagers right now. Now we're leaving 2 of them there because they're breeding, and they're obviously breeding. And what I'm going to do is just close the gates to the back and build a rail out and around to the trade hall when I build the trade hall. And I'm just going to rail them around in there, these 2 in the back. And then once I do that, I'll take those rails out over the fence, and then I'll open it back up and then go back to breeding, and they'll give us 2 more. So that's my next project, because I need to get the villagers rolling. And then once I get that trade hall built, then I can start working on the village down here, and we can pump more villagers in there. And once they're free roaming behind a wall and protected, and I have traps and everything up to keep the pillagers out, they will naturally start breeding. I'll just throw food, tons of food in there, have a garden in there, have them working gardens, and they'll start naturally breeding, and we'll have more villagers than we know what to do with. But that's the plan right there, and that's probably going to be my next project right there, because I mean, there's just so much stuff that I need that these farms can't do for me. You know, I mean, these farms are great. This is something. In closing, I sound like a preacher. In closing, this is something that I have discovered. Even though I can silk touch spawners and I can craft up the eggs really easily, these farms don't solve all the problems. There's still a lot of stuff you have to do yourself out here. And so on the Average Joe server, if I put a nice number on what you have to kill to get that egg, you're still going to have to do a bunch of stuff in the world yourself. These farms aren't going to solve all your problems. So this is looking better and better. Anyway, I am going to go on that note, and I am going to actually start working on the trade hall and stuff around here, and trying to get more and more stock up to go ahead and start the sky base and the aqua base, or whatever we're going to call it. And I will catch you guys in the next video. But I've been Damien, and thank you so much for watching. And this has been my daily, and I'll catch you on the next one.